Andrea over at Sewspire.com. I'm here today to show you how to make a passport wallet. This is a really fun and easy project. Inside I have incorporated a slip pocket where you would place your passport, and then on the other side is an identical slip pocket where you could put cash or information pertaining to your travel. And then I integrated two little pockets here where you could slip earbuds. You might be able to put a debit or credit card there, just little tiny things like that. And then the wallet folds up, and I chose to integrate a snap closure because that's my preference. I did not show you how to attach the snap in this video because there's so many different ways to do it. I just use a little hammer and eyeball it, but I've been doing that for a long time. You might have a pair of snap pliers. If you didn't want to use a snap, you could use hook and loop tape. You could put a buttonhole here and then attach a button. You can just omit the flap if you like as well, but that's not quite as secure. So shall we get started? For this project, you're going to need to cut out 4 pieces of fabric which measure 10 inches by 7 inches. 2 of those pieces are going to become the interior and the exterior, and then 2 of them are going to be used to form the pockets which you will be able to slip your passport and cash and travel tickets and things like that into. So to create this pocket, what I did was first fold it in half, and then I took the folded edge and folded that over and pressed it to create a little lip, and I did that twice. And then we have this little lip here. This one's going to remain plain, and we're just going to stitch right down that lip to secure it. And then with this one, we're going to make some little credit card slips. So let me stitch this down right along that edge, just top stitching as close as I can to the edge. Nice, and then that lip gives it some rigidity, so I'm going to set that aside. Now for this one, I want to create some little card pockets. So originally these were 3 pieces of fabric which measured 5 inches wide by 3 inches tall. So with 2 of them, I'm going to take and just fold over the top edge twice to create a finished edge, and I'm going to stitch that in place. I've done that twice. These will form the pockets for the card slips. Now I had the same size piece of fabric which I folded in half and pressed, opened, and then brought the edges inward to meet on the center line and press that over. And what I want to do with that is use it to finish the bottom edge of these card pockets. So it's kind of like binding. So I'm just going to slip these little card pockets right inside of there. And encase those raw edges nice and tidy. So all I have to do at this point, once I've got this lined up like I like, is stitch 2 lines across here just to secure that bottom binding. And that's what it looks like on the reverse. Now the bottom is finished, and I have 2 little pockets, and I want to take the other interior flap, which we folded in half and then folded that folded edge over to create the lip, and I want to insert approximately 2 inches from the bottom, insert this little card pocket that we created. And I'm going to trim off the edge here so that's even, so I don't have any bulk. Okay. So about 2 inches from the bottom, and then I want to run a line of stitching here just to secure this card slip here, and I'm going to run a line of stitching across the bottom so that it's nice and snug. You'll notice that your card slips overhang a little bit. That's no big deal, and it's better to have them too long than too short, and you can trim the excess at the end. I do want to get rid of these little threads. Alright, now I have 2 interior flaps, one with card pockets and one without. So I want to take my actual interior body panel, which you'll remember measures 10 inches by 7 inches, and I reinforced with some iron-on Pellon, and I want to lay that down here and position the pockets. And there's a little open space there for the spine of the passport, and so you can fold it and close it. So I'm going to go ahead and pin these in place. And I want to create a little flap for the closure, and this flap measures 5 3/4 inches across by 3 inches tall, and I took that and folded it in half and then ironed a little piece of Pellon to the back of that to add some stability. I'm just going to stitch around these 3 sides and then turn it right side out. Just trim as close as you can without cutting your stitch. And then turn this little flap closure right side out. Now, if you wanted, you could install hook and loop tape, one piece of it on this side. Now I'm going to use a snap closure for this, so I can leave this flap just as it is. You could also, if you like, top stitch around it. I'm not going to do that for mine. And then you just want to center the flap on this right hand side, so that's about 2 1/4 inches from the top and the bottom. I'm just going to pin that in place. And then I have my last panel, which also measures 10 inches across by 7 inches tall and has been reinforced with some Pellon stabilizer iron-on. I'm going to put that face down on top of this, so I have a big passport sandwich. I want to put a couple of pins in there. And I'm going to stitch down across the bottom and up. I want to reinforce at the beginning and the end. Sure that I've captured all the layers of fabric in there. It's a little close here at the bottom, but I think it'll be okay. And you know what? I'm going to go over that just one more time, come in just a smidge, because I want this to last a long time. So for this, I would suggest using the 5/8 of an inch seam allowance so that you can be certain to capture all the layers. Now I want to trim off all this excess. And I'm going to remove all of the pins inside and out. Start turning that right side out, poking out the corners as I flip. And when I see the pins, I like to remove those. This is going to take some finagling to get it all back smooth. I'm going to go ahead and press it over at the iron and get out those wrinkles. And then while I'm at the iron, I'm going to fold this top edge over about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. So I have a nice finished edge, so I'll be right back. Now you can see I've pressed all those raw edges inward, and I have a nice clean edge at the top, and the outside has been pressed again. So all I need to do is top stitch that opening closed, and then I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around just to reinforce. And then I would install a snap on the exterior and reach inside this pocket and install the other portion of the snap there, so that when everything is loaded in the wallet, you can just snap that closed. Alright, I've stitched all the way around. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I wish I had my passport with me so that I could load it up for you, but I will be certain to get a still photo and include that here so you can see how the wallet works when it's loaded. Again, the only thing that you would need to do is attach your closure. You have a lot of options there. I'm going to use a snap closure for mine. You could put a buttonhole here and attach a little button to the front. That would be absolutely precious. You can put the snap. You could have used a magnetic snap if you installed it before you sealed this up. You also have the option of the hook and loop tape, but just remember to install that other portion before you finish your wallet, and close it up. So the vision is the passport is going to sit here, and the credit cards and debit cards that I'm traveling with, that like I need to check into the kiosks and things like that, will be here. I will have some cash back here, and this is all gonna fit nice and tidy in my bag. I love it. Thank you for sewing with me today. It was a joy. I'll see you next week with another great project. Take care.